While the Hindu Metro Plus paper chronicles the life and times of interesting Chennai characters, I'm here to capture them on television. Welcome to the Metro Plus show. And the first man we have here is one who lives in the animal kingdom, Romulus Whittaker. I was in fact surprised when he greeted me with a vanakkam rather than a hello. But one hell of a journey that was. A few kilometers past the Chengalpet town, we take the road towards the Vallam village. Enter the village and there is an overwhelming hiss of the jungle, signaling the presence of the snake charmer supreme, Romulus Whittaker. Acres of dense greenery all around with snakes slithering about, and still people in the village are safe. They say, why fear when Whittaker is around? Whittaker has been responsible in restoring the snake park and the crocodile bank in and around Chennai. Having lived here for a couple of decades now, this American is now a complete Tamilian.
I interact with all the people around me as though I'm one of them. You know, the old farmer comes to the fence and we talk together. So, you know, I mean, we're just like one of the old farmers, you know, and they get the accent right. Perfect, in fact. Please, tell me. My vocabulary may not be great, but I can communicate. So in that sense, I'm a local guy. And it's interesting how they accept me. I'll tell you, language is the key. You know, people react to me, and one kid comes up to say, hey, Maidamao. That was classic. That's the best one I ever heard, you know. So I missed my chance. I didn't say Ragi Mao to him, you know. I thought of it only later, but that was so funny.
Whittaker prefers the company of animals and trees rather than that of the humans. He spends time studying snakes, producing several award-winning documentaries on them, creating a network of rainforest research stations, and playing with his pets at home, dogs, geese and Luppy. And if he is still bored,
if I ever want to play with the crocodile, I can always go there. They'll let me in free because I'm still one of the trustees and my two sons are working there right now.
More than street sense, Whittaker has a strong jungle sense. No wonder he has moved away from the city to actually create a mini forest by planting mango trees, Vengai Maram, Kodukapuli, to timber.
Insects and the animals get it usually before we do. We get a few. We got 3 mango trees and they were full of mangoes. I think we're getting 24 mangoes out of the whole thing. The monkeys got most of the rest.
Whittaker is fond more of the things that slide or creep rather than things that chatter. His love for cobras and vipers especially began from the time he was in the cradle.
If I did believe in reincarnation and so on, I would probably say that my interest in snakes started a few births ago and just now gelled in this life. To be really honest, however, I was just one of those kids at 5 or 6 years old who loved insects, poochies of any kind. I mean, basically anything that moved. And I was living in a place in northern New York State at that age with my mother and my sister, who's older than me. And we found snakes there, but there were no venomous snakes, which is very lucky. I probably wouldn't be standing here talking to you because I was just a 5, 6-year-old dope, you know, picking up little creatures. And I brought some snakes home, and sometimes I get bitten by them, and I didn't know what they were, but they turned out to be just harmless snakes. So that's when it really started.
I have seen animal lovers in the city with many dogs and cats, but a snake and croc man? It's surprising how these crawling creatures and he face each other without fear. And as it was nearing nightfall, Whittaker tells me a lone leopard is a recent guest to this forest area. I thought I'll pack my bag before I hear the 2 roars, one of the rain and the other of the leopard. While I left, Whittaker was watching me amused. This man sure lives life wild.
It was my first wildlife experience and my first encounter with the snake man. Coming soon is an educationist who strives to bridge the inequalities between old Madras and contemporary Chennai.